Picture your great-grandparents back in 1933, sitting in a tiny terraced house in a struggling northern coal town. They were earning about 80 pounds for the entire year in a country where the pits were shut, the factories were silent, and the local bank had just closed its doors forever. Their car, if they were lucky enough to have one, was a beat-up old Austin 7 that only ran on a warm day. The kitchen had a coal stove, a cast iron pan, and a pantry shelf lined with glass jars filled with vegetables and fruit they had preserved themselves last August. They lost absolutely nothing to waste. They owed literally nothing to anyone. And quietly, on what your modern brain would consider poverty wages, they were laying the foundation for the largest middle class boom in British history. Now, look at yourself this week, sitting on the sofa in a modern flat with the soft glow of a smartphone screen reflecting on your face. You earn what your great grandparents would have considered a small fortune. You've got a phone with more processing power than NASA used to send men to the moon, three streaming subscriptions you forgot you were paying for, and a regular coffee order that costs more than their weekly grocery bill. And yet, you are terrified to open your banking app. According to the latest stats, 1 in 6 adults in the UK has absolutely zero savings, and nearly half of us are living paycheck to paycheck, including blokes earning over 80 grand a year. Your great grandmother had 18 months of food in her pantry on a fraction of your real income, but you probably have 18 days of expenses in your current account. So, what did they know that we have completely forgotten over the last 3 generations? It all starts with a simple rule they live by: pay yourself first. Your great grandmother in 1934 didn't have a stocks and shares ISA or an automatic transfer. What she had was an old biscuit tin tucked on top of the wardrobe or behind the flour bin. And the very second any money came into that house, a portion of it went straight into that tin before she paid the rent, before she paid the coal man, and before she bought a single potato. The savings came first, and everything else got organized around what was left. Today, we do the exact opposite. We pay the subscription services first, we pay the online shopping apps first, we buy our meals out, and then we try to save whatever happens to be left over at the end of the month. And as we all know, there is never anything left. You have to define what enough actually looks like. Living below your means doesn't just mean spending less than you earn. It means deciding in advance what level of lifestyle is sufficient for you and refusing to expand past that line even when you get a pay rise. When your great grandparents' income tripled in the post war boom, they didn't triple their spending. They kept the same modest house, drove the same reliable car, and watched their security grow. They lived by a 4-part decision tree: use it up, wear it out, make it do, or do without. Use the soap down to the tiny sliver. Wear the shoes until the soles are completely gone, not because a new style dropped at the shopping center. Make the tool you already own do the job. And if none of those apply, do without. We have been programmed to believe that buying things equals progress and convenience equals success. But every time you order a 30-pound takeaway on Deliveroo instead of cooking a 3-pound meal in your kitchen, you are quietly trading your future freedom for a moment of convenience. The next rule is to repair instead of replace. In your great grandfather's kitchen, there was always a repair drawer with thread, needles, spare buttons, glue, and a toolbox. When something broke, the first response wasn't to go online and order a replacement. It was to look at the broken thing, Figure out what was wrong and fix it yourself. Today, we throw away perfectly functional vacuums just because the hose is clogged. Or we replace a phone with a cracked screen for £1,000 when a 60 quid repair would have kept it running for years. YouTube has a tutorial for repairing literally every consumer product on earth, so the barrier isn't information, it's just laziness. And you have to maintain what you own so it doesn't break in the first place. In my job, I check my oil, my tires, and my airlines at every single stop because a breakdown out on the motorway is a disaster. But at home, we buy things, neglect them, and then act shocked when they break. A 5-minute monthly maintenance ritual on your car, your appliances, and your tools will easily triple their useful lifespan. You also need to buy used first and new last. A new car, a new sofa, or a new dining table loses 30% of its value the second you take it home. By buying secondhand on Facebook Marketplace or at local estate sales, you let some other mug absorb the entire depreciation hit. You get the exact same functional object for a fraction of the sticker price, and you keep the difference in your pocket where it can actually compound. We are raising a generation of children who are being taught that the solution to every single problem is to buy something new. We need to teach them the old ways of self-sufficiency, teach them how to cook 5 basic, cheap, filling meals from scratch, teach them how to buy in bulk, how to patch a pair of trousers, and how to use the local library instead of instantly buying books or subscribing to another app. These aren't habits of deprivation. They are habits of ultimate power. Because true wealth in this country has never been about the brand of car you drive or the labels on your clothes. True wealth is optionality. It is the ability to say no to a bad job, to take 6 months off to handle a family emergency, or to retire before your body is completely broken. The bloke earning 80 grand a year who spends 80 grand has zero options. He is a slave to his lifestyle. But the bloke earning 30 grand who decided that 20 grand was enough has extraordinary freedom. He is the one who actually owns his life because his happiness doesn't depend on constant consumption to feel okay. So here is my advice to the younger generation and the parents watching today. Define your enough, write it down, and build your firewall. Do not let upgrade culture steal your future, one small, mindless purchase at a time. Because your great-grandparents built a nation out of nothing using these exact 25 habits, and they still work perfectly today. If this bit of old school wisdom gave you a proper reality check, drop a like on the video, mate. Subscribe for more honest, real talk from the tarmac. And let me know in the comments, what is one old school habit you still practice that keeps your budget on track? Keep it simple, mates. Protect your surplus and keep the shiny side up. Over and out.